The 2025 legislative session is in full swing, and lawmakers are already tackling key issues. I'm downtown Boise neighborhood reporter Riley Shoemaker, where a committee focused on diversity, equity, and inclusion, especially in higher education, met to assess current policies and introduce a new bill that could shape the future of these programs across the state.
My goal is to work together with our higher education partners to move us in the right direction of guaranteeing the freedom of speech and freedom of thought, which I actually believe we all desire to have on our college campuses.
An Idaho legislative committee is reviewing an early-stage bill titled The Freedom of Inquiry in Higher Education, introduced by Republican Senator Ben Tays. Tays says the bill aims to remove identity-focused DEI offices and shift those resources to academic support for all students.
We're looking for what's worked in other places to attempt to make sure that our universities and higher education institutions have that freedom of thought that we want.
The drafted bill would prohibit state-funded colleges and universities from funding or supporting identity-based diversity, equity, and inclusion offices, with the exclusion of tribal centers. The bill would redirect those funds to merit-based programs for Idaho students. It would also prevent schools from requiring students to take DEI courses unless they're part of a chosen academic program. However, Senate Minority Leader Melissa Wintrow says the committee's priorities are misguided.
It doesn't feel like a productive working group. And in fact, it's really troubling that we're spending this amount of time and resources on talking about something that the government really shouldn't have a role in. And we should really be focusing on what's important to students. And that's affordability, making sure they can pay for school, get to school, find a place to live, and study and thrive.
But Executive Director of the Idaho State Board of Education, Josh Whitworth, says it's important to offer support for all students without isolating specific identity groups.
The question is as an institution, we want to make sure that the services that they need, right, are not focused down on, their identity, but focused on what they need. But the idea is, don't just create little groups. How do you give the support of all students to engage together and really create that holistic environment?
We'll continue to follow this bill as it makes its way through the legislature. I'm your downtown Boise neighborhood reporter Riley Shoemaker, Idaho News 6.